When I was 7 years old, my mother died, and on the day of her funeral, my dad died. So we had a lot of loss quickly as a young person at 7 years old. So we were left in our house for 3 months, and my oldest sister was 17, so she was our caregiver for those 3 months. And then after that, they placed us in a children's home in another state where I lived for 11 years. And so I guess the first 15 years were pretty turbulent. There was a lot of abandonment and rejection. In the children's home, it was a lot like doing time because you were a number and not a person. When I left the children's home at 18 years old, you get your diploma from high school, and then you have to be out that night. So I was suddenly homeless myself, had nowhere to go. But I will say I kind of was a survivor. I learned a lot about how to just survive, and I was good at that. So I did survive. I even went to acting school for a short time. I set up my own life agenda. But then in my apartment in New York City at 22 years old, all that excitement was gone. And I knew that I felt like I was being choked because all the emotion I suppressed for all those years, I stuffed it down, was all coming up. And I literally felt like I was just choking and I didn't want to live anymore. So I was almost like at a point where I contemplated suicide because I knew I had so much brokenness, so much rejection and self-hate, but I was masking it in all the things I was doing. I was enjoying the activities and putting on the mask of life, so to speak. But once that all gets pushed away, reality set in, and I thought, I'm scared. I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. So that was my moment where I just told God, if you want my life, you can have it. It's so broken, I don't even know if you can fix it, but I'll give it a shot. And little by little, I started to realize that what God's word said about me was more real than what I felt about myself. I got a little bit more realizing that God is a father to the fatherless, which I was. I still see myself as a child and him as my dad. And so then I started getting this sense of empowerment, like, wow, maybe my life isn't so broken that it can't be either fixed or used in some way. So I started serving right at Mount Hope Church. I remember starting in Champions Club probably over 25 years ago. Champions Club was rather new. But I knew picking up those little kids and holding them, they were so broken. And I remember going home that day and I said, God, this was so fun. I feel good. I feel better even about myself. And I said, how could I ever thank you? Because I started to feel like my past was kind of more the past and my future was looking good. And he said, Diane, the best way you can help me is you go tell others about me and you tell them that I healed your broken heart. Now you go help heal theirs. And it was so almost like he said it with word. I mean, it was so clear that was my mission. So I've been helping assist. I feel like a physician assistant, like he's the great physician. And when I've done ministry, I've done Champions Club, Life Club, House of Hope Youth Ministry, and now Into the Streets. Everything's been with broken people. He can take your life and turn it around and radically use your life to help others that are broken.